The more we read stories about what others have been through, how other people's parents behaved, how other people's exes behaved, we begin to realise that we're not alone in this, and that some bosses' behaviour aren't as normal as we are led to believe they are. Some siblings' behaviour isn't as normal as we are led to believe it is. Parents, partners, whoever the narcissist is within your life, the more we begin to realise that we're not alone in this, and others have been through eerily similar situations just like our own, we can relate so much to what has happened to others, to what other people have been through. We can validate their experiences and they can validate ours. So when it comes to a narcissist, do they all read from the same book? Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers and your continued support with the channel. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. This channel is all about the narcissist personality disorder, to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with in your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you overcome narcissistic abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. This video is about narcissistic people reading from the same book. When it comes to narcissists, many even use the same phrases. My exes are crazy. We are soulmates. You're too sensitive. If you hadn't, I wouldn't. If you loved me, you would. Stop overreacting. Oh, that's just like you. Oh, you think you're so perfect. There's many phrases that narcissistic people use to gaslight our reality. The narcissist personality disorder is a disorder. It is on a spectrum. So if they are on the narcissist personality disorder spectrum, they have very similar characteristics, yet they use them all differently depending on the narcissist personality, depending on the type of narcissist you are dealing with. When it comes to the 9 criteria to be classed as on the spectrum of the disorder in the DSM-5, there is arrogant and haughty behaviour, a belief that they are special, a lack of empathy, envious of others, believing others are envious of them, entitlement, unreasonable expectations of special treatment, exploitative, takes advantage of others to meet a need of their own, grandiose, expects to be recognised as superior, has an unrealistic sense of themselves, preoccupied with self, they are self-absorbed, requires excessive admiration. Their identity often comes from borrowed dreams of those around them. Preoccupied with their ideal fantasies of ultimate power and success, whatever it is to that individual narcissist. So when you're dealing with a narcissist that has high levels of entitlement and high levels of a lack of empathy, with a belief that they are superior, they're going to come across very, very similar. However, if you're dealing with a malignant narcissist who is ruthless in everything they do, who can rule through love and have a lot of enablers and supporters, but also rule through fear to get people to do as they want, to get people to conform to their demands, it's going to be slightly different than if you're dealing with a communal narcissist who's very community orientated, who would rather go out there and impress complete strangers than care for their own family, where there isn't as much fear as such. However, when you speak out to those strangers about how the narcissist is behind closed doors, they're not going to believe you because they've been led by the narcissist to believe a different side of that narcissist. The same as the malignant. So many people are led to love and believe in the malignant narcissist, and others are led to fear them and daren't speak out for fear of punishment. With the narcissist personality disorder, it's a personality type. So although their beliefs can be very similar. Their behaviours can be very similar. Some can be more physical and others can be more mentally abusive towards you. Most, if not all, narcissists use the silent treatment. Some narcissists will rage out at you when they feel criticised. Some will fall silent on you. Most will find some way to neglect you. Most will find some way to cheat on you, whether that is cheating on you with another person or cheating you out of your hopes, your dreams, your finances, even your home. Many narcissists start off with that idealization stage, the love bombing stage, when they are selling you an illusion of who they think you want them to be. They are mirroring you. They are leading you to believe in them as who you would like them to be so that they can exploit you. And then once they've gone through the idealization, once they've got you right where they want you, they change tactics on you and they start to devalue you. They start to chip away at you. They start to take you down piece by piece so you no longer feel good enough for them. So you start to blame yourself for the problems within the dynamics of that relationship. And then when they get bored of you because there are envious of others, they're always seeking more. Once they've brought you down to feel better about who they are as a person, most narcissists will then discard you. They've most often found a replacement before they discard you. A narcissistic parent will pay more attention to a sibling. A narcissistic boss will bring in a new co-worker or pay more attention to a new co-worker. A narcissistic partner will usually find a new partner and then they discard you. Once they've discarded you, most will then smear your name to other people or come back and hoover you. And many narcissists offer that intermittent reinforcement because one of the most confusing things about a narcissistic relationship is they don't treat you badly all of the time. When it comes to a narcissist, they all need your attention, positive or negative. They all need control and power, and they all need to gain that supply of attention from those around them. When they're idolizing people, when they're selling people the belief of who the narcissist believes the other person wants them to be, when they are people pleasing, that is for the narcissist to gain adoration, to gain excessive praise. When the narcissist isn't getting what they want, they are going to rub people up the wrong way to get reactions from those people, namely so they can blame people for the reactions so that the narcissist doesn't have to hold themselves responsible for their own behaviour, but also so that they can get sympathetic attention from other people. See, look how they treat me. See, look how mean they are. See, look what I have to put up with. Or they will go for negative attention. They will rub people up the wrong way so that people send them endless messages, endless emails, trying to explain to them how their behaviour is affecting those around them. And all the narcissist is interested in is the fact that they've got you going. Whether a narcissist knows you're right or not, they're not interested. They just want to watch you go crazy, trying to prove it. Narcissists are extremely judgmental of others because they're envious of others. So they're always trying to find a way to criticize others, to pull people down, or to steal from others, to feel better about themselves. Most narcissists are actually quite sensitive. They don't take kindly to criticism. Most people don't take kindly to criticism. However, most people can recognise it as healthy criticism where someone is trying to help you progress within your life, teach you where you could potentially do better. A narcissist, if it doesn't suit their way of thinking, you've turned against them. And when a narcissist feels like you've turned against them, they go all out to destroy you. Narcissistic people tend to see others as an object to pick up and put down as and when meets a need of their own. We are like a mobile phone to a narcissist. When a narcissist sees a new mobile phone on the market, they will go out and get it, and they will spend time working on it, learning exactly how it works, wanting to get to know how the phone works and what they can do with it. And then as they've got to know what they can do with it, they get bored of that mobile phone. They pick it up as and when needed. They put it down as and when needed. They drain the battery so low to the point where it almost doesn't work anymore. It turns off, and then they charge it back up again to drain it all over again. And then if they accidentally break it, they might go all out to try and fix it, or they might discard it, especially when they see a new model that takes their fancy on the market. And then if the new model suddenly breaks, they might pick up that old model again to try and work it again. Narcissistic people use people, how people use appliances, how people use mobile phones. Where we turn a cold tap on for cold water, a narcissist turns on the calculated, cruel, negative, devaluing ways to get that negative attention or to get reactive attention. Where we turn the hot tap on for hot water, a narcissist turns on their charm, their love bombing, their idolization to get the positive attention. Their reality is their reality, and yours isn't of value to them. You will always be wrong around a narcissist because a narcissist always has to be right. And if someone always has to be right, then they are going to make other people wrong. Rule 1 with a narcissist is they are always right. Rule 2, if they are wrong to the narcissist, rule 1 applies. They lack the ability to self-reflect. Therefore, it's not their fault or their problem. They will not be held responsible for anything they do wrong. To them, it's always someone else's fault. They will not be held responsible for how they make another person feel. To them, it's always someone else's fault. They don't self-trust, therefore they don't trust in those around them. They have that sense of entitlement and believe others are here to serve them and meet their demands. They lie and they manipulate to get their own way. Most have a false perception of humanity, therefore most of them go around believing that others are never to be trusted. Some are fragile, more needy, some are passive-aggressive, some are aggressive, and some are grandiose. Some are highly successful, and some cannot be bothered to work. They all love bomb, devalue, smear, discard, destroy, and then most hoover. Most hit that cycle of repeat like a washing machine stuck on autopilot while we allow them to continue to do so. Not everyone is a narcissistic person. Yes, people can have a trait. Yes, people can act in narcissistic ways. People can have one or two criteria and have high traits of narcissism. Just because someone is self-confident, though, doesn't make them a narcissist. Just because someone is woe is me doesn't make them a narcissist. Without the other characteristics, they are not a narcissist. They're just a confident person, not an arrogant person. Some people go silent when they are feeling hurt. They will talk and explain when they are ready to do so. They don't do it to punish. They don't do it to manipulate. They do it because they don't have the words. And when they do, they talk to you. Without the other traits, they are not a narcissist. So why do narcissists all act the same? It's merely because they all have the same disorder, the narcissist personality disorder. They're all ruled by the same kinds of beliefs, which programs them to carry out the same kinds of behaviours. They want to be the puppet master. Research suggests there are a few types on the spectrum. There's the classic grandiose, the vulnerable, the malignant, the communal, and the subtypes, the covert, the overt, the somatic, and the cerebral. Although researchers have suggested that there is an introverted, cerebral, vulnerable, but some say that's just the other 7 crossing over, which they do cross over. So it's less like they read from one book are more like they read from the same disorder. They read from the 7 deadly sins: pride, that excessive belief in their own abilities; envy of all others' traits, status, abilities, or situations; gluttony, they take everything from others, they steal from others to serve themselves; lust, adultery; anger, that hot or cold, passive or aggressive; desire to hurt and punish people; greed for materialistic items, always wanting for the best, but not willing to earn it or work for it; manipulate people out of their things; the quick fix route; sloth, avoidance of physical or spiritual work. They're unwilling to work on themselves because they believe their behaviour works for them. And the 7 deadly sins does sum up the traits of most narcissistic people and the disorder, why they operate with very similar stories. The bottom line is, if you're dealing with a narcissist and they act very similar to other narcissists, it's because they all have the narcissist personality disorder. Most of them feel entitled and they will use others to meet a need of their own. When it comes to dealing with narcissists, the best way to deal with one is don't walk away, go no contact. It's not easy most of the time because our emotions get in the way. Things such as guilt, things such as compassion, still wanting to help them while they continue to destroy us. If you cannot go no contact, it needs to be limited contact and grey rock. Not everybody is a narcissist. However, those who are narcissists will damage your life any way they can. We have to learn what our values are. We have to learn what our beliefs are. And we have to create our boundaries around our values and beliefs to protect who we are as a person, so people can no longer manipulate our emotions, so people can no longer appeal to our emotions to keep us trapped in their cycle of behaviour and keep us giving to them while they continue to take from us. It's not easy stepping away from friends, from family, from loved ones. However, when they are bringing you down, it is always worth it. I shall add in the video description why we need to stop explaining ourselves to narcissistic people. Thank you very much for listening. Go out there and create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.